nobody likes to be sold a product. They like to be told a story. And, if you can, you know, use analogies and explain, success stories, generally there's only so many options, A, B, C, D, or E, that somebody can take. So that's one, way. The second thing is just ask for permission before you ask a tough question.
Shaun, because you must be a master at doing this now after 900 plus deals, right? That perhaps the, ordinary problem solver may not really dig into. Like, how are you asking that? What's the mindset going in? And by the way, let's not pass go until we figure that out, or otherwise, all the rest of it's going to be a waste of our time. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of, like you said, open-ended questions. Sometimes using third-person stories can help somebody like understand what's missing. Like if you explain how somebody else sold their management-intensive apartment building and transitioned into a net lease strip center that has been making double-digit cash-on-cash returns, and you can actually walk them back to what somebody else already did, and also volunteer, hey, if you want to speak to this person, like he was in your shoes 12 months ago. He's happy to get on the phone with you and explain what he learned through his process. So nobody likes to be sold a product. They like to be told a story. And, if you can, use analogies and explain, success stories, generally there's only so many options, A, B, C, D, or E, that somebody can take. So that's one, way. The second thing is just ask for permission before you ask a tough question. Sometimes that just helps like clear the air. Like if, do you mind if I ask you a very, real question and we just have that space, like you can choose not to answer it, but do you mind if I ask you that? Just that nature of asking for permission first kind of sets the table for asking a tough question. So, that's in the meeting, if you can really build some rapport and credibility and then put them in that perspective, they might open up a little bit more. And then just keep digging, like if this isn't perfect, like what's missing? Okay, what else is missing? One of the questions, Peter Von Ray, my mentor that I've been doing business with for a long time, our go-to question is, Brett, I can ask you the question right now. If we're sitting here at January 8th, 2025, and an entire year has passed, what will have happened in your life, Brett, to make you have a smile on your face ear to ear? And you can ask that, and then you might sit there in silence for a while. I won't put you on the spot, right? But it makes you think, and I would just sit there in silence, and I would listen. Like, what would have had happened in the last 12 months that would put a smile on your face, ear to ear, if we're having this conversation on January 1st, 2025? What happens? What would have happened professionally, personally? And then people will get into, great. I mean, this is a great time of year to ask that question because it's a full new year ahead. And they might say, well, I want to get out of this partnership over here. I want my daughter to get married. I want to create more free time to go see the 48, states with my wife. Like then you're getting into like, what is this all about in general? Because a lot of times, why somebody bought the property in the first place is not exactly the same reason why they should keep hanging on to it today. And then if someone's really giving me a hard time, I just ask them what's their exit strategy. Heart attack?
Shaun, that's another 3 books.
That also will stop people.
Yeah, that's another 3 books. And by the way, Shaun does have a book. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But I've got to unpack some of this stuff because this is I think it's just so great, because at the end of the day, we are in the business of solving problems, right? I always say to people, we're not in the business of selling real estate, selling capital gains tax solutions, selling an investment. We're in the business of solving people's problems to the extent that we understand and deeply care about someone else's problems and have that solution to that problem is the moment, A, we start adding value, and B, we stop wasting their time, right? And in fact, at Marcus and Millichap, I remember one of the mentors in the office, he told me that. He goes, Brett, hey, you know more about their property and their problems than they do, at least as much or more. And a solution to that by talking to every single person in the marketplace and looking at every single solution for them. And that's the moment you stop wasting their time. And that's the moment they will talk to you and meet with you.